Patrice O'Neal's rating scale 0 to 30 for all the lovely people. So, yes, Patrice O'Neal's 0. I call it Patrice O'Neal's 0 to 30 dating rating scale part 2 for you. Yes, indeed. Part 2 for you, part 2. There you go. Patrice O'Neal's dating rating scale for you and you, part 2. There you go. Patrice O'Neal's 0 to 30 dating rating scale and you, part 2. Got it. That did it. Okay, we're back and live. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Spring summer line out now. Yes, indeed. It would be sponsored by Steve's Teas, but due to restrictive rights, we won't be able to do that. But maybe you'll get Steve's Teas on another show. But anyways, back to it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Great day today. Another great day in the city of Toronto. I was at the gym this evening, and Lord knows I kicked my tail all over that gym, working on a bit of legs and a bit of shoulders, a push workout that I swear to you, you wouldn't want to wish on your worst enemy. It was terrible. It was absolutely brutal. And a few friends of mine wanted to jump along, so I said, "Oh, you want to work out with me? Come on in." They won't forget that workout for a while. But anyways, we're back at it. Here on Talk Live on IG, YouTube, like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's not waste any more time. I want to have this done within the hour, quite simply. But we have more controls, ladies and gentlemen, some more YouTube/celebrity controls with which to speak about. So let's get onto the browser. Let's get into this right away. We're not going to waste any time. Once again, my man, Medium Man, do like and subscribe to Medium Man. Doing wonderful things in his YouTube streets. Do go on and shout him out. And he's doing wonderful content, wonderful work for black men in particular, but men in general. And yes, indeed, Media Man is worthy of your like and subscribe. And again, if you wish to take part in his and anything that he is serving up in terms of his Patreon, please do that as well. So again, thank you very much for Medium Man for this. We got these ladies compete and have access to high earning men, but who ranks highest in their dating pool? So we're going to get into this, ladies and gentlemen, on Talk Live. As you can see, we're going to rewind this back. As you can see, Joy Taylor at the top of things, but she is not the first person about this life. We're going to get into, yes, indeed. We've already talked about Dr. Bryant yesterday, so we're going to continue today with a few new girls, including Joy Taylor and Kendra G, and this lovely lady right here we're going to get into right now. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Live at IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's do this.
That or equal 100%.
Who she is. Skinny knows who she is. HVAC Man knows who she is. So based off of what you know about Taylor Rooks on social media,
Taylor Rooks, that's
multiple sports platform covering the NBA, the NFL, so on and so forth. All right? Based off of what you see in her social media footprint, where would you rank her? Of course, she's going to land in the 21 to 30, which is the same dating pool as who? Dr. Bryant. But would she score better than Dr. Bryant for a marriage candidate? Let's walk it down. Money, she got that. Attractiveness, in shape for her age. Taylor Rooks is 32 years old. She good. Dating history, we don't know too much about it. Children, she don't have buckaroos. Okay. Divorce, she's never been married. Does she have a negative/positive attitude? Seems positive to me.
Yes.
Negative/positive disposition of the opposite sex. And the way that I gauged this was her talk show with Joy Taylor. She seemed like the one that was the most level-headed.
Yes, she was.
So I would say positive.
Yes, indeed.
Negative/positive about dating. Based off of that podcast, seems like she's positive about it. Acceptance of gender roles, not sure about that. But the way that she perceives or, presents herself, seemed like, I think she came from a two-parent household, so she understands it. Does the opposite sex perceive you to be a good choice for marriage? Only you guys, the market, who are in that 21 to 30 category, can answer that. So, with all of those variables, when discussing Taylor Rooks, based off of what we see on social media, that's it. Don't know her, don't know her character. But what we see.
What I see is a woman, Taylor Rooks, who is, fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, came from a two-parent household, still has her youth, beauty, and fertility about her, and she is pretty much positive on all these other criteria within the 0 to 30 rating scale. Quite simply, Taylor Rooks is, well, darn near an 8, 9, or 10, and definitely in the 25 to 30 category of women. And she's definitely a high value woman, quite simply, not only in earnings, but also in temperament and also in eligibility to start a legacy. And she came from a two-parent household, so guess what? She understands what family means, what her part in the family means. She would be highly sought after, completely highly sought after, and and so she should be. She's got all the attributes there. I would consider her very high in the dating rating. I would myself consider her more of a 27 to 28. I think she's damn near perfect. I think she's damn near perfect in terms of looks, in terms of her youth, beauty, fertility. Yes, she's just over 30, so she needs to get a move on with that. But she's still on the safe side of things thus far. And yeah, Taylor Rooks, definitely high in my books. I would definitely give her. She tends to stay out of trouble, tends to be very level-headed, came from a two-parent household. I would say 28, 29. Easy. Very, very easy. No one's perfect. No one's a darn near 30, but she would get very hard marks in my book. I would call her 28, 29.
From 21 to 30, where would Taylor Rooks rank? In my opinion, she would be in the high 20s.
Yeah.
28, 29.
There it is.
Simple. And the only reason why I would ding her is because she is in a male-dominated career field, which may allude to certain things, but a lot of men may have some issues with that because she's around those guys, and she can use the excuse of, yeah, I got to go interview such and such. You don't know what's going on. But we don't know anything about that. I'm just speculating here. But I would say she would be 28 to 30.
Yep.
So now
Agreed.
that we understand that.
I am absolutely in agreement with Media Man here. I said 28, 29. He said 28, 29. I think most men would say 28, 29. I think she's got a good head on her shoulders. She's fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, and submissive. Came from a two-parent household. Has youth, beauty, fertility on her side. And most of those attributes line up quite well with the one and only Taylor Rooks. So again, I would give her a 28, 29. Absolutely. Way higher than the likes of Dr. Bryant, which I gave her about a 21, about as low as it could get in the high value scene, and she's only kept there because of her earnings potential. I mean, her earnings ability, and other than that, and her beauty, I guess, gets her there. But other than that, she's on the low end of things. So compared to Taylor Rooks, who says it's a 28, 29. Off the charts, but remember, as the years progress, as the years roll along, if she still stays in this pattern and this holding pattern into her mid 30s, 35, and into her late 30s, 38, 39, those numbers will only depreciate. So she needs to get out there now, looking for a man of confident intelligence and assertiveness, a high value man, and one she wants to seek out for marriage and procreation of children and a family. Let's continue.
And you go back to Dr. Bryant. She ranks higher than Dr. Bryant.
Way higher.
Even though Dr. Bryant doesn't have any kids, never been married, so on and so forth. So you see why this rating scale actually makes more sense, because you got the 21 to 30.
Yeah.
Because they definitely don't fall into anything less than that. I'll give them credit for that. But yeah, in that category, absolutely. Because we got to save the 0s to 10s to the majority of the Kendra G women that's on her show.
Yep. Exactly.
Fair?
Fair.
Now, let's go to this young woman here. Y'all know who this is?
Well, we know who that is.
This is young Joy Taylor. She going through some issues right now from her workplace, but let's go ahead and rank Joy Taylor. Money, she definitely got that,
Yeah,
so that would
yeah.
definitely put her in the 21 to 30 category for now. Attractiveness, most of y'all think Joy
Agreed.
Taylor is attractive.
Agreed.
Me personally, I think she has a beautiful face.
I consider Joy Taylor probably my favorite one of all 4 women being rated on this 2-part series. Definitely up my street in terms of looks, in terms of in terms of beautiful attributes and assets, and I do mean assets. I think she would rank very highly in my books, but there are distractors, and we'll explain them in just a minute.
What Jason would like said peanut butter.
Fairies.
So
That big rack of hers that she showed off constantly. It's just, and that peanut butter skin.
yeah, she's an attractive woman, but her body, I'm not a fan. But in shape for her age, yes, she's in shape. Dating history, I know she had some issues with. She was married before. Negative/positive attitude.
Here's where she falls. Her dating history is quite checkered, and at this point, has got her into a lot of trouble. She's in a big time scandal at Fox News, where she was involved in a bit of a she engaged in a bit of how should I say, coital misconduct. Sexual misconduct, if you get my meaning, where she has now been placed on leave, and she is part of that scandal, and part of a huge scandal right now at Fox Sports, and she's in a bit of bother right now, and I don't know about her dating history or her past, but it's been rumored that she is not exactly the prom queen, the innocent Mother Teresa that everybody that she swears she is. Wink, wink. But she has not done herself a favor with regards to her behavior over the last year or so, 2 years, and it has I think to a lot of people's opprobrium and anger. She has got herself into a position on Fox Sports to which she does not deserve, allegedly, due to her coital misconduct. Let's continue. So dating history definitely is a checkered one.
I would say negative. Negative/positive disposition of the opposite sex. I would say negative. Negative/positive about dating. I would say negative. Acceptance of gender roles/leaders follower. I'm not sure if she's too accepting of following, but I'm pretty sure that she would say, if the right man come along, then I will be submissive, which is essentially what Dr. Brian said.
She said that herself.
I heard her say that. I think she falls into that same category.
She does indeed.
All right. Let's see here. Does the opposite sex perceive you to be a good choice of marriage? Now,
not
that's
now.
the tricky one. Okay?
Not now.
Because the men who are in the 21 to 30 would be her dating market. Do they consider Joy Taylor, based off of what you guys know from social media, from where she works, what she says, would she be a prime candidate for marriage?
This is where Joy falls off again. Men would see the scandals that she has at Fox Sports as a strike against her, a huge strike against her, where she was engaged in coital misconduct, allegedly, and she is not exactly welcome in the books of men. She has a reputation for how shall I say, giving it up to those who think that they could get her up the corporate ladder, up the promotional ladder, and yeah, Joy Taylor's in a spot of bother because of it. I don't know if she'll have a position out of that scandal while they, assess her conduct at work. Yeah, Joy Taylor's in a lot of trouble, and I think a lot of men will get a lot of red flags with her dating habits and this scandal. No man wants her woman to be a part of a sex scandal. Let's make it fair and frank. And Joy Taylor is in the middle of it, absolutely in the middle of it, and she's being investigated now. But the shame that she may bring on to a high value man, that puts her, I think, in the Dr. Brian category. I think she's right there with Dr. Brian at 21. I don't think that any man would take this girl seriously. I think she has sullied her reputation by being involved in a scandal to which there's allegedly a lot of proof against her, and I don't think she'll have a job, her high paying job outside of this investigation. So to that effect, I would consider her 21. In terms of her age now, well, pending the result of that investigation and where she and if she is kept on or not, Joy Taylor. She's 37. So she's 37. So she is still relatively in the ballpark of she's in the ballpark of still being able to give a man a legacy. However, she's going to need a bit of help. I think she's at the at-risk pregnancy point right now. I don't think she has any children. So I think she hangs at 21 right now until, and I repeat, until the decision regarding her sexual misconduct matter is resolved, and if she's fired from Fox Sports due to it, she could be put in outside of the top 20. She can absolutely be put outside the top 20 until she obtains a position where she can earn a six-figure salary. Maybe she'll go on YouTube and start something there. But for the moment, she's at 21. She'll stay at 21. She's 37 years old, so she's there at at-risk pregnancy. So, and all these other attributes are brought to us by the 0 to 30 dating rate scale. She is, yeah, I think that's where she'll stay. She'll stay there for the foreseeable future, and yeah, I don't see that changing, but it could decrease that number depending on her job, pending the investigation about her alleged misconduct on the job. Let's continue.
No. So where would she rank? I would say 21.
There it is.
Because again, it's a different pool when you have a significant amount of money. And the reason why I always start there is because these women, Dr. Bryant, Taylor Rooks, and Joy Taylor, they're in the circles with those types of men all the time. So that's why she has to be in that group. I understand you may not like her and you say, hey, put her in the 20 or put her in the zero, but the majority of women don't have access to those men. So they don't even get a shot. But these women, they do. So that's...
Well, listen, to continue on from what Media Man has said himself, I think Joy Taylor still can get herself with a high-value man. She has no kids, so that'll save her. Even though her reputation is sullied because of it, she still can get into VIP. She still has high-value men vetting her to be a wife. She still has her fertility about her. I mean, she's hanging by a thread by it, but she can still She still have a legacy for a man, and she is and she, you know, I don't think she'll sully the reputation of any man anytime soon. And she could be flown out to different places for different if different encounters. High value men are looking after her. She still has her fertility intact. And again, she could be allowed in any VIP section. Joy Taylor to this day, so she'll stay in the high value high value section for this moment, and she'll stay at 21. But it depends on her age going forward, and also if she can still keep a high-powered, high-paying six-figure job that she had with Fox Sports. I think that will be the deciding factor, depending this investigation onto her sexual misconduct. Let's continue.
That's why she's in those circles, so that's why it would make sense. Who is this? Our very own Kendra G. Now, the reason why I put Kendra G in here is because she always brags and boasts about all of her male friends are successful. If you watch Kendra G's show, she says this all the time. All of my male friends are successful. I'm in these circles around millionaire men, and this is what they say. She's in those circles. Okay? We understand this. So, since Kendra G says that she is in those particular, spaces, right? So and also, let's go off the metrics. And I just created this stuff, put the stuff in there based off of the social media conversations. Okay.
Now, I know the age of this woman here. She's 42 years old. She's actually 42. So, she's not off to a great start. She's at-risk pregnancy. She's going, if you're going to have her, she wants kids with her, she's going to have to use IVF. She's very much career orientated, so masculine in her machinations, unfortunately, and so it's not a great start. But let's do the diligence and let's see where she ends up.
Money, yes. Kendra G makes a significant amount of money. She is a successful app owner. She got a large social media following, a dating show. She makes the money. She meets that. Now, attractiveness, in shape for her age. Kendra G is attractive for her age. Okay, she's in shape for her age. She says that I heard her say she got to lose some weight, but she's attractive. We'll give her that much. And I know people are going to say without the makeup, I mean, it is what it is. She would be attractive than most women of her age. Dating history, we only know a couple of things about her dating history. She met the first guy on her platform when she first started the show. I remember that. And the guy was like, yeah, I'm going to get married or something like that. And she ended up breaking up with him. And then also she was with the Nigerian guy. It's alleged that he was a scammer. She broke up with him or whatever. So we know that. Children, she doesn't have any children. Never been divorced. Negative/positive attitude. What would y'all say? Negative/positive attitude. I think she has a positive attitude based off her accomplishments, but negative attitude towards men. In that, in my opinion. Okay. Negative/positive disposition of the opposite sex. I would say a huge negative. Yep. Negative/positive about dating. I would say positive. She has a positive outlook on dating, marriage, relationships, acceptance of gender roles, leader/follower. I'm not too sure about Kendra. I would say negative.
Yes.
And then, does the opposite sex perceive?
I think she would get into a partnership / situationship / reverse. She would get into a I forget the name of the group, but she would get into a relationship where she was the breadwinner. She was the lead. She was the the head of said relationship, and those relationships would not last long. So she is more of a partnership slash situationship type girl, and she's fine with that, and she's happy with that. I think she's more concentrated on her money, on her app, than she is on relationships, on building a family in terms of being a matriarch. I think she's anywhere near that. So, again, she is unfortunately not gonna do well in the dating market at her age, at her stage in life. She is she is fit femininely and allegedly friendly, but cooperative submissive. I don't think so. She both of her pillars of fertility and youth are gone. All she has is a semblance of beauty. So we'll give her that. So again, another 20, another 21. That's what we're looking at here. We're looking at it's only her finances will keep her in the high end tier of rating. So she'll get a 2021, but not anymore. I think it's due to her fertility rate and the fact that sorry about that. Due to the fact that she is fit and friendly, but in terms of cooperative, submissive, and being feminine, that's to be no, that has to be reassessed. So again, I would say right now it's another 21 candidate here in terms of Kendra G.
Be a good choice for marriage. That's where you guys will come in. Because again, Kendra says that she operates in those circles. She routinely talks to men who make a lot of money, and she conveys the message to her audience when she explains that to the women. That makes sense? So with Kendra G, understanding that Kendra G is in the pool with those men, the 21 to 30, she's in there with Dr. Bryant, she's in there with Taylor Rooks, she's in there with Joy Taylor. Yes. Where does Kendra rank in that particular group? I would say another 20. Matter of fact, I would say 21.
Yeah, 21.
Slightly 22 because of the fact that she does have a positive outlook on dating / marriage and relationships based off of what she says. So I'll say 21, maybe a 22.
And which is why I rate her as well. I said she was a 21. She could get a 22 according to Media Man's assessment of her. She can get to a 22, but again, that depends on her outlook on life, her outlook on dating and relationships and marriage. Yeah, she can get up to a 22, but the fact of the matter is she cannot get any higher, really, because her fertility shot, and she isn't the high value woman that men are looking for, quite simply, which doesn't take money to be high value as a woman. And yeah, it's two of her big pillars are gone, as already stated, beauty and beauty's there, but youth and fertility are not.
Maybe. And like I said, biases aside, we already know the 0 to 10s and 11 to 20s. So let me explain something before we move forward. If you try and put Kendra in the 0 to 10s with the baby mamas with multiple children, then that throws a whole scale off. Okay? So if you try and put her in the 15 or the 11 to 20, married before but had children, negative positive perception, not in shape, can't afford household responsibilities, can or can't afford household responsibilities, attractiveness, etc. Okay? Kendra G would not be considered average because she makes too much money for that, no matter how y'all spend it.
Yep.
So if she's in those, Kendra has access to those men that make money. 99.9% of the women who ask for those men don't have access. Now, the only thing that matters is that can she lock one of those men down? So it's not you being mad or being upset that she's a 21 to 30. You just have to understand that if those men in that particular category doesn't wife her, then that's her problem. So it's okay to put her in 21 to 30. Remember it's more things than attractiveness, and it's more things than age.
Exactly.
Y'all understand this?
I do indeed, Media Man. Indeed, she she deserves to be in the 21 to 30 category, not higher than 21, or as you say, 22, due to the fact that she is good disposition on marriage. However, she can take it no higher. She's 42 now. She's her fertility is pretty much shot unless she gets IVF treatment. She's never had kids before, so that's even more trouble. And you know, life hasn't treated her. Life has treated her well, but she never found the man of her dreams to have a legacy with. So she's she's down bad, quite simply, in the dating space. But not to say that she can't find a man, that she can't build a life with a man, but it's gonna take a man who's already had kids, already had kids and not want kids again with Kendra G. Already has his kids, doesn't mind it, is a divorcee, and would allow Kendra to do what she wants without any need or obligation on him because she has her own money. So again, it's more of an arrangement than a marriage and a relationship, that sort of thing. So that's where Kendra G lies. Let's just finish up with Media Man here.
So yeah, so I get it. I understand. You know, you like, man, I don't like Kendra G, so I want to put her at 0 to 10. You can't do that. All right.
Right. Thank you very much to Media Man here for that. But Media Man has a very funny analogy made by the late great Patrice O'Neal with regards to dating or relationships, and he features it on his on this show with regards to the Patrice O'Neal dating scale. I wanted to have a look at it just as a little bit of a fun moment before we get into how you and I would rank on this dating scale. The rank and file, non-celebrity individual in who looking for love in all the right or wrong places. Depends. Let's continue.
Sport fishermen. This is what I'm saying. Men like to fish. And sport fishing is different from catching fish for food. You just get it, you catch it, and you show your friends. Because you want them to know that you can catch fish. You take a couple of pictures so you can show people the fish that you have the ability to catch, and then you release it back into the water. But a lot of women in here, you have boyfriends or husbands, you a fish that jump back on the boat and just was like flapping, looking at me like, hi, I was wondering if you're going to be fishing here again next week. Like, yeah, for other fish, get off my boat. Is that how you treat all the fish? You be like, oh, God damn. Nope, I'm sorry, sweetie. You're the last fish I ever wanted to be with. Now you stuck. You're stuck with the last fish who was loving you and fighting hard to be on your boat. Then she got comfortable, and now instead of doing this, she's like, so we've been together for like a year now. Why do you still have a boat? You'd be like,
and if that's not happening, then guess what? They don't see you as marriage material. And it's no need to complain and argue about it on social media, because men are the market. And I know some rumors have been out there that she likes women. I'm not sure of that, but she seems like she.
Well, that's Dr. Joy Bryant. It's been rumored that she may be bisexual uh, slash lesbian, but from all intents and purposes, it looks like she likes men. It's just that, she likes to dabble in said ideas. But anyways, just thought that was funny there from Media Man right there. So let's just get into this. No, just us here, just us two. So let's get into this dating category. Just let me get back here and rank. All right, there we go. Perfect. There it is. Wait a second. Make sure I got. There we go. Is that her? Just trying to run this back. Where did it go? All right. So let's see if I got that there. 11:20. Is it this one? Oh, here we go. Yes, there we go. I was on the wrong one. Okay, here we go. Fantastic. Okay, so in synopsis, where does that leave you and I, the rank and file? Those who do not have celebrity status. Where does that leave us all? So let's get into it. So let's expand the thing here. Okay, fantastic. So in terms of you and I, in terms of the rank and file, in terms of people of ordinary people who lack celebrity, who lack status, who lack a gift in terms of sports or in terms of anything of that sort, one thing we have to realize is this, that most of us would end up between 0 to 20. Now, if you are of the rich variety, or if you're a high-value man who's high-value man or high-value woman, then you can get into the 21 to 30 category. But for the most part, most middle-class individuals will stay within the 0 to 20 range. Now, depends on if, indeed, women who have had multiple children with multiple baby daddies, they would put themselves in the 0 to 10 category. They're usually undateable. Broke men, usually undateable. Men with multiple children by multiple women, usually undateable, but somehow they seem to keep procreating. So they would be in the high teens. Men and women with negative perception about the opposite sex. Yeah, they usually stay in the 0. So again, those from the 0 to 10s are usually the undateables. People who have ruined their sex life and their life because they've had too many children, who are deep in debt, those who have multiple baby mamas, multiple baby daddies, and they have a negative outlook on sex, and basically are not the greatest of earners. They usually stay at 0 to 10. If you're in public housing, you're definitely in the 0 to 10 category. If you're living at home still with multiple baby daddies, you're still in this category as well. So that would put you there. But for the most part, if you've managed to keep your nose clean, for the most part, and you are in an average earning job, and with room for improvement. It depends on how much improvement you can make. Then you tend to be in this 11 to 20 category. This is men and women. So if you've been married before, had child or children while married, have a generally positive perception of the opposite sex, are in shape, cannot afford household income responsibilities and attractiveness. So that's where most people of average looks will stay. They'll be here in the 11 to 20 category. And this is dependent on if you can get yourself into a high-paying position. But only, I say, 15% of men are in this high-value category, and I would say less of a percentage of women are in this category. Although that is growing over time, but due to their job choices, they'll still be in the shadows of men in terms of earnings. However, that is that pool of high value women in terms of earnings are growing. So 21 to 30, the rich married before but had a child or children while married. Yes. Negative, positive disposition of opposite sex, in shape, not attractiveness, etc. But the difference with people in this 21 to 30 category are those who are rich in looks or rich in earnings in terms of earnings. They are in this 21 to 30 category. So for men, if you are a high value man or have earned well over the last couple of years, yes, you can get into this 21 to 30 category. If you're a woman who has indeed be allowed to go into VIPs for free, I think you and your friends with VIP for free and have been invited to VIP, have have men of certain characters try to court you, been flown out to different places, or are earning your lifestyle due to your looks. You would be in this 21 to 30 category. Because you live a totally different life from the rank and file of women out there. So that is that's where you get the Joy Taylors. That's where you get the Kendra G's. That's where you get the Dr. Bryant's, and that's where you get the lovely, and I think the highest ranking on this category. Oh, sorry. Let me go back here.
Trying to go into club finance finders. But if you get to the door and you're not a finance finder, you get to get hit in the
and men with multiple children by the monetary aspect of it, because
so again, this is where we are.
Child
so let's leave it there. So that is indeed where most people would rank. Most men and women of average earning, they'll be in this area. Those married women who have had kids before, but while in a marriage, they would be here. Those with those who are baby mamas who have had multiple children with multiple baby daddies, men who have multiple children with multiple baby mamas, they would be in this category as well. So this is where we stand on things. This is where we stay on things. So, yes, Tracy Rooks. That's right. Yes, indeed. I think Taylor Rooks. Taylor Rooks would be my highest ranking celebrity that has been studied tonight. She was raised in a 2-parent household, has all the attributes that you need, is in the 21 to 30 category in the positive. Also, she is of high earnings potential. So her looks and her money carry her to the next level. I don't think any woman gets as high as she does. Most women are in the low 20 category, as most local businesses, successful local businesses, successful professions for male and female will be. They'll be in the low 20s as well. So, so that's where we all stand, ladies and gentlemen. Judge where you are at your leisure. But the one thing we have to realize is that we have to do this rating scale that was issued to us 20 years ago, which I think has not been fully challenged or fully fleshed out over the last 20 years, is that we insist on telling, particularly women, that they don't need a rating scale, that they are perfect, that they are this and they are that. But, there are women who need a dose of reality. This is their dose of reality, I think. This really is their dose of reality. I think that's part of the reason why a lot of women don't want to. I don't think women don't want to jump on this, because I think this gives too clear an assessment for women, and because of that, women don't want to be told the truth about themselves. Sorry, this is driving me nuts. This hang now. So women don't want to be told the truth about themselves. They rather hear the pretty lies and the ugly truth, and that's where we stand with regards to this. They don't want to hear they're not 10s. They don't want to hear they're not perfect. But At the end of it all, your attitude's not going to carry you anywhere. And as we've always been saying throughout this show, the market will decide. And the markets have decided for so many women, especially those who clearly have no prospects about them. That clearly have been not given the good graces of good looks over time, and the lady has to buy herself a drink, or she's considered unattractive, then she should be treated like a man. She has to work for whatever she gets and whatever she claims. So that is where life stands in terms of this Patrice O'Neal 10 to 30, 0 to 30 rating scale. I thought it was very informative. I thought it was very well done by me. Patrice O'Neal, I think, is a comedian who went too soon. R.I.P. But again, we thank Media Man for doing this. Thank Media Man for giving us the opportunity to use this rating scale here tonight. And again, I think we're going to sign off from here. This is going to be a shorter show, just because we had a little more time to deal with these other ladies. But I think it gives a lot of people, I think, a sense of a reality check as to where they really stand in the dating market, and where you need to improve upon in order to enhance your looks, enhance your standing in the dating market, and not hear the crickets sound whenever people came around. So again, looking forward to have more what Media Man has to say going on into the future. Let me just put it back to the full cam. So we're going to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk live on IG and YouTube. A shorter show tonight. However, we didn't have much to finish up on, but realize that just because you're an 11 to 20 doesn't mean that you're not attractive. Doesn't mean that you are not wouldn't be great for the opposite sex. As long as you realize where you are, work on what you can work with, and enhance your looks, enhance your personality. Give yourself a couple of hobbies. Give yourself a couple of interests that can be spoken on and can be considered a fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive woman, or a confident, intelligent, assertive man. I think life can change. You can go up and down this rating scale as you wish and as you please. You're not entitled to stay where you are all through your life. You can change things. You can make things for the better, but it's up to you to change things. So I look for you to do that. But 11 to 20 is for most of us. And it's not as if it's a bad thing. It's just that, we have a little bit more work to do in order to make ourselves top tier. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk live on IG and YouTube. We're going to sign out for now, but we'll be back tomorrow night with a third show to end off the week. So look forward to that. Just keep your eyes out for the promotional ads that will be coming towards you. And looking forward to seeing you then. All right. But we're going to end it tonight, and I appreciate you being here. And we'll say good night from IG. And I thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on road to 1,000 subscribers. And thank you very much for joining me on this Patrice O'Neal dating rating show part 2, and you part 2. But again, it was an eye-opening experience. I think Patrice O'Neal, a man gone too soon, gave us a way on how to rate people again from their attractiveness, and you can improve upon those looks, improve upon those skills, improve upon your standing anyhow you like. But don't consider yourself a 10, because indeed it's getting old. Thank you very much.